Okay, hello everybody, nice to meet you. Welcome to my today's session about integrating Sitecore customer data platform and personalize with Google Tag Manager in your commerce solution. I hope all of you already have experience with Sitecore customer data platform and know how it works. I think that many of you have heard about Google Tag Manager and maybe even seen some articles describing how to configure Sitecore CDP with Google Tag Manager. But unfortunately, these articles will not tell you how to configure it from scratch. What additional settings and manipulations are required for your commerce solutions. What, for example, to do if you have a mobile application in addition to the website, when you should use Google Tag Management and when not, what are the advantages and disadvantages of Google Tag Manager, and so on. And I will try to answer all these questions today in my presentation and also show you a demo of how to set up all of this in 15 minutes. Okay, before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Sergey Baranov. I'm Sitecore Solution Architect and Lead Developer at Brimit, with about 10 years of experience in Sitecore. I'm also Sitecore Technology MVP for the last 4 years. And I'm a machine learning engineer, and I can tell you some interesting information, like why, for example, data scientists hate Google Tag Manager, etc. So here you can see agenda of my presentation. First, I will tell you a little bit about Google Analytics 4, because most of you are Sitecore developers, and Google Analytics is not something that you do every day. And then I will tell the same information about Google Tag Manager. And next, we will talk more in detail about your commerce integration, because it's unlikely that you will find some Sitecore articles which will tell you about this. And next, we will discuss advantages and disadvantages of third-party integrations with Google Tag Manager, like Sitecore CDPs, Sitecore Sense, Sitecore Discover, etc. And at the end of my presentation, I will tell you about our project, show you possible architectural solutions, show you what variant we decided on. And of course, I will show you a demo how to integrate Sitecore CDP and personalize with Google Tag Manager in 15 minutes. And of course, I will be glad to answer your questions in the end of my presentation. And let's start. So what is Google Analytics 4? Google Analytics 4 is the latest version of Google's web analytics platform. This platform can track and reports website traffic and user behavior. Google Analytics provides valuable insights into how users interact with your website and can help you to understand how to optimize your websites, your digital marketing efforts, and how to improve performance. How it works in simple terms. Google Analytics works by using a tracking code that you need to install on your website. And once this tracking code is installed, it starts collecting data on user behavior, including page view, button, and link clicks, and other user interaction. Google servers aggregate and process this data and build a report for you. Google Analytics 4 is a new version of Google Analytics. Unlike old versions or Universal Analytics, if you remember, which uses page views as its primary metrics, Google Analytics 4 uses events which can be customized to track specific user interactions. One more time, Google Analytics 4 focuses on event-based tracking that is very similar to Sitecore CDP Stream API, which makes it very easy to integrate them with each other. There are a lot of benefits of implementing Google Analytics 4, like it has integrated machine learning technology or cross-device tracking, but we will not cover them all in this presentation. Let's just focus on enhanced e-commerce tracking. Google Analytics provides robust e-commerce tracking that allow you to measure and analyze the performance of your online store. You can track, for example, transactions, revenue, conversion rates, product performance, and etc. into your e-commerce operations. And these informations help you in future to optimize your product offers, marketing campaigns, conversions, revenues, etc. But to enable e-commerce tracking in your solution, you need to do some additional setup and implementations. And I will show you how to do it a little later. Let's talk about Google Tag Manager first. So what is Google Tag Manager? Google Tag Manager, or GTM for short, is a free tag management platform that enables marketers to deploy and track marketing data by easily adding some code snippets to their websites or applications. It allows marketers to integrate any third-party tools, track conversions, site analytics, retargeting platforms, and more without any intervention of developers. How do Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics work together? Google Tag Manager is not something that was built to replace Google Analytics. Instead, these two works together harmoniously to give marketers a flexible system of tracking analytics. What you need to do is just to install the Google Tag Manager container tag coded snippet on your website or your application, and that's all from the website. Then in Google Tag Manager, you need to configure a connection to your Google Analytics 4 account and forward all the data to the Google Analytics. So once you installed Google Tag Manager container code on your website, you can create different tags and triggers in the Google Tag Manager, execute your custom code to collect the data that you need, and also forward any data that you have to the third-party services. For example, Sitecore CDP, Sitecore Send, and Discover can be any of these icons. So I hope now you have a general idea of what is Google Tag Manager and what is Google Analytics. Let's come back and talk about e-commerce a little more. So here you can see two links that will be enough for you to set up e-commerce events for GTM and Google Analytics, and that's all. Let me show you. So the first link navigates to official Google documentation, where you can find how to enable sending e-commerce data from your website. I will also show you how it works in my demo later. You can also find here a list of all e-commerce events with object specification and examples of the objects that you need to pass from your front end. And let me add a few words about data layer object. Now, the data layer is an object that is used by Google Tag Manager to pass information to the tags. Your events and variables can be passed via this data layer object. And triggers that you have in Google Tag Manager can be set up also based on these values that you push in data layer. Yes, and the second link navigates you to the detailed guide about how to set up e-commerce for Google Tag Manager from scratch with coded snippets for all e-commerce events. And this article is very, very big, and you will save your time if you will use it once set up analytics. So let's, for example, see information about add to cart event. Here you can see, first of all, the description of this add to cart event and when to send it, code how to push it to the data layer. You can also see which parameters are required to which not. Even if you had to migrate from old versions of Google Analytics, you can find here information what you need to change for migration. And you can also see how to configure a to-cart event in Google Tag Manager and many useful information. So let's go back to our presentation. And of course, there are a lot of benefits of Google Tag Manager, and they're obvious, like easy management and fast deployment. You even don't need to engage developers if you need, for example, to add something new to the website or your application. But let's talk about disadvantages of Google Tag Manager because they are quite significant. And of course, the main problem of Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics is ad blockers. Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics are the code injectors, and browsers generally view code injectors negatively because they can easily become a weak link through which hackers can inject custom code into your website or application. And as a result, the Google Tag Manager is blocked by almost all ad blockers and browser privacy tools. Let me show you a little bit statistics. As you can see, globally about 43% of internet users use ad blockers, meaning that you could be missing a lot of users' traffic data if you're using Google Tag Manager. And if your entire stack, like integrations with Sitecore CDP, Sitecore Sense, Discover, if your entire stack is delivered through Google Tag Manager and it's blocked, you will run into some serious challenges. And also here you can see statistics, for example, for age groups and gender. So if your project is mainly aimed to young persons, you can have a big problem and can lose almost half of your users' data and wasting money on ineffective advertising. The second very big problem is that Google Tag Manager has very limited support for the variety of tools that data-driven businesses need. So as you can see in this table, Google Tag Manager provides native support for ads and analytics networks. And while it offers more support for website, it supports only a few tools for mobile applications. And when it comes to integrations with tools across your stack, Google Tag Manager is just not enough. For example, to send events to the tools like Sitecore Customer Data Platform or any similar tools, you will have to come up with workarounds and integrate something your own because it's unsupported out of the box in Google Tag Management. Yes, and as I said, for example, if you need to integrate Sitecore CDP and personalize in your mobile applications, it's not possible to do with Google Tag Manager only. So the next issue is Google Tag Management is low performance. It's not always can be slower than without Google Tag Manager, but if not properly managed, Google Tag Manager can add a serious performance issues to your website. And this can happen, for example, if the tag manager container has accumulated tags over time, perhaps through experimentations with different publishers or asset integrations. And for example, if you have 50 tags managed in Google Tag Management, the browser tries to load a website first and 50 different scripts simultaneously each time a user visits a new page. And for example, if to say about Sitecore CDP and Personalize, a lot of times for external content from Sitecore Personalize is slightly slower overall than direct integrations with the code base. And of course, no control. So Google Tag Manager provides a centralized platform allowing non-technical team members to add, edit, enable, disable tags without having to touch any source code. But as you know, putting such power in the hands of non-technical teams is very risky. Whatever they inject into your website or application with the Google Tag Manager bypass your usual development processes like QA, testing, etc. And this could result in a mess that the data team has to clean up in future. So let me introduce a little bit how our solution was looking before integration with Sitecore products and after. So as initial setup, we had about 20 websites in different regions, and we didn't have access to this website source code. And our task was to move this entire solution to the Sitecore. Also, we need to add two applications, one on Android and one to iOS. And while all this is being developed, we need to set up integrations with Sitecore products for old solution to collect the data that we will use in future. So we have Commerce Cloud as a e-commerce engine where we store our product catalogs, customers, and orders. We have Sitecore XM Cloud as a headless rendering engine. We added Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics to the old and new websites and successfully integrated Sitecore products like CDP, Personalize, and etc. with Google Tag Manager for our websites, and all works fine. But we have faced our first problem, that this kind of integration doesn't work for mobile applications. So it's not possible to simply connect a third-party service via Google Tag Manager with a native mobile application. So thus we came to an intermediate solution. In the mobile application, integration with each third-party Sitecore product is done in the code of the application itself. And in really, this is best practice. So each application, each server must be integrated from the application site itself. And I would like to remind you that at this moment we need integration with Sitecore products with Google Tag Manager because we need still to collect the data from all old websites. So we had to rewrite a little bit our solution. And then we faced another problem. None of these Sitecore SDKs, like Engage SDK, Sitecore Discover SDK, doesn't work with native mobile applications. And we had to rewrite these SDKs a little bit to make them work for mobile application. And as a bonus, we push all of them in the public for Sitecore community, and I will add a link to this rewritten SDKs to my presentation, so you can see them in the end of my demo. And finally, the final solution, integration of all Sitecore services. It takes place directly in the applications and websites themselves, and this is the best practice. Analytics is collected with Google Tag Manager. Also, in the future, it's possible to inject any other third-party servers if we will need to quick connect something, or something like this. And also our website front end and front end of mobile applications are written in React, and they share the same repository and reuse the same components. So there is virtually no code duplication for websites and mobile applications. And let me show you a demo and how to create and set up Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics from scratch and how it works. So first of all, to set up Google Analytics, we need to create an account in Google Analytics. If you don't have any account, you just need to create a new one. You can choose any name, set up your currency. It's a Google Analytics, and all your calculation will be in the currency that you choose here. You can also set up your local zones. It's no matter what to choose. We just need to create an account. So once the account is created, we need to create a property and a new data stream. So once you create a stream for your Google Analytics, you will have instruction how to install net layers in itself. It's You don't need, all that you need is to copy measurement ID. Copy somewhere. Okay. So right now I created a new data stream for my website. If I have, for example, iOS and Android application, I need to create add a stream also for iOS and for web. I will show you a little bit later how it works with mobiles. So now we only have created data stream from our website, and we need to set up it in Google Tag Manager. So in Google Tag Manager, we can create an account if you don't have. It's very fast. Target platform. Okay. And that's all. Here we have code snippets that we need to insert in our website. Let me show how it works from website front end. So in our website front end, we need to inject these Google Tag Manager scripts in layout of our documents. Then we can install some SDKs for website for Google Tag Manager or Google Analytics. I will just show you a broader. For example, as you can see, we have a GTA event, and we have GTA event type, and we have Windows data layer where we use to push all our information in Google Tag Manager. So here you can see that this data layer uses a e-commerce object that have items, currency, and transaction IDs. This specification is official, and you can find it in links that I shared before. Here I can show you examples. For example, how a cart event looks like. So we just execute our GTA event, pass the event name that we want, and some properties like products. These products properties are copied into our e-commerce items variable and pushed to the Google Tag Manager. So once we have installed our script in our website, we can configure our tags, our variables, and our triggers. I will prepare a container for Sitecore CDP with all e-commerce data that you need. You can just download it and in your Google Tag Manager, navigate to the admin panel, click on import container, choose container file. You can create new one workspace or copy into the existing. You can see statistics, how much new, modified, or deleted. All of this new because it's just created container. And let's see what we have. So first of all, we need to configure our Google Analytics 4 tag. When you click to this, you will see that tag looks like XXX. So we need to copy tags that we have in our Google Analytics for website and just copy paste it here. Save. The same for Google Analytics for events. Measurement ID. As you can see, it's a green. So this Google Analytics 4 tag is used for connection to your existing Google Analytics account. Event e-commerce events tag is used to forward all events that are sent from your website to the Google Tag Manager, forward them to Google Analytics account. And one more note that in settings of this tag, you must to enable send e-commerce data because we use this Google Analytics for e-commerce solution. So this checkbox is very important. And also you need to choose data source for your e-commerce data as a data layer. Now let me show you some variables that we have in this template. For example, e-commerce items is exactly the same data that we push from website front end. So we have predefined variables, we have predefined triggers, not so many, but it's enough for starting. And also tags for Sitecore CDP to initialize. And all of these scripts use engage SDK. One more thing that you need to do is in Sitecore CDP initialize tag, insert your client key. I hope you know where to find this client key. It's located in your okay, let me show. It's located in your box viewer account settings. And one more note for point of sales, for example, we use host name of our current website because we have 20 different websites, and to make our solution more flexible, we use names for point of sale as the same as host name of the websites. And by doing this, we don't need to create tags for every website. We have to use solution like this by using hostname as our point of sales as a unique solution for all our websites. Let me show how it looks like in our Google Tag Manager, Sitecore CDP, sorry. So in Sitecore CDP, we have point of sales that are the same, that have the same name that our host name of our websites. So it's our testing environment, so it's okay. And let me show, for example, how to debug that all works fine by using the very useful tools that names Tag Assistant. You can add any domain that you want to test. And for example, let me navigate to any product and click Cart button. When we switch back to our Tag Assistant, we can see that there are some default events that are loaded in Google Tag Manager, and there are some our custom events. For example, view item is our custom events. As you can see, variables that we have in our Google Tag Manager account starts a little bit to populate with the data from our website. For example, when we click Add to Cart button, our e-commerce items start to populate with information about our items. And then this information can be used to forward or generate any request to third-party services and so on. And here you can see how your data layer looks at the current moment when you page load it, when you click something, and sometimes it's populated with new data in future. So one more information, how we identify our user. Let me log out, log in. So as you know, to identify your customer with third-party services like Sitecore customer data platform, we need to pass something identifier information. So as you can see, login event is triggered, and we have some user-specific information in our data layer that we can use to log in this user in Sitecore customer data platform. We use three variables: user email, user phone, because we have two options to log in on our website. It can be managed in identity rules, while one of our identity providers is email, the second is phone. User ID is the ID of our user in Order Cloud system, but it's not used, it's just to have. And let me show how we push this information to the customer data, to the Google Tag Manager. Website authentication. So all that we need just to add our custom fields with names, user ID, phone, and email. And once this event was triggered on login, all this information will be forwarded to the Google Tag Manager. And for example, user email is just the email variable, phone is just phone, and so. And as you can see on login, this data is populated, and our events also are forwarded to the Sitecore CDP. So let me show my user web opening session a few minutes ago. Yes, as you can see, I add something to my cart and identified. Okay, what I want to show you is how to work with mobile applications. Maybe it's a very interesting moment for developers who want to start to implement integrations with mobile applications. So let me show you emulator of our solution and show you a little bit how it's integrated. So as I said, we rewrite some Sitecore SDKs to make it compatible with native mobile apps. For example, you can see React Native custom Sitecore Engage. That is our rewritten solution. And as you can see, you can use the same Engage objects, the same events like page view, add to cart, etc. And it successfully works in with mobile applications. Something go wrong. Okay, while it's loaded, let me show you how to integrate your mobile applications with Google Tag Manager. Goes one second. Let me try to reinstall. Okay, well, it's loaded. Let me show you how you can set up Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager for your mobile applications. So to do it, you need to have account in Firebase, and all integration with mobile application works in Firebase. In your Firebase, you need to create applications. For example, we have one for Android and one for iOS. I will leave 2 links in the end of my demo with official documentation how to integrate how to create new mobile applications in Firebase and how to set up Google Analytics. So once we create our application, we have some instructions with JSON files that we need to add to our solution. And also we need to integrate our applications with Google Analytics. So we already have integrated our applications, and there are 2 options. You can create new Google Analytics account right here in Firebase, or if you have existing one, you can connect it to your applications. And as you can see, we have 3 different data streams, one for iOS, one for mobile, one for Android, and the third from the web. The same we have in Google Tag Manager, but let me just show, for example, Android applications that when we talk about mobile applications, it's not so easy to integrate something third parties, because when you want to create a new tag apps, you don't have something valuable. You only have function call. It means that you can execute some code that you already have in your mobile application, and custom image, it's like a pixel image trigger. You just have a link to something just to collect some information. It's nothing that can be used for integration third party. So let's go back to our application. Sorry, sometimes it doesn't want to work, but it's work. Sorry that I can't to show you that all works fine and all data comes to Google Tag Manager and Sitecore Customer Data Platform, but it works. So let me go back to my presentation. So here you can see some useful links. The first one, it's supported text, because starting to integrate something to Google Tag Manager, I suggest to see, because especially if you have mobile applications, just double check that things that you need to integrate in your mobile applications is supported. So the second thing is a link to my container for Google Tag Manager with all text about CDP and e-commerce events. The third link is a rewritten in Engage SDK for Sitecore CDP and Personalize that we rewrite for native mobile applications. Also some links with documentations how to set up Google Tag Manager for website, iOS application, and Android application. And that's all.